A new study found Tennessee is in the suicide belt of the United States. According to research by East Tennessee State University, the volunteer state has a relatively higher suicide rate compared to the rest of the country.
Yeah, we spoke to those in the field who say there are clear contributing factors.
It's a belt no state wants to wear, but unfortunately, Tennessee is buckled in. A new study by East Tennessee State University's Center for Rural Health and Research found the volunteer state is part of the suicide belt in the U.S., made up of areas with relatively higher rates of suicide.
It's really sad that Tennessee is a part of that, but it's also really not surprising.
Tennessee has spent more on mental health care in recent years, including putting behavioral health liaisons inside schools and expanding its suicide prevention network. But the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services says 91 of Tennessee's 95 counties have a shortage of mental health care professionals. Some in the field argue with recent federal cuts to Medicaid, the suicide prevention hotline, and more, things could get worse.
If we, from a societal standpoint, wanted to create a perfect storm for making this belt worse, I feel like we've just, or not we, but I feel like the bill has just been passed to do that.
Researchers at ETSU say the fact that Tennessee is largely rural puts the state at greater risk of having a high suicide rate because rural areas typically mean more social isolation, lack of access to care, poverty, jobs with increased suicide risk like farming, and stigma around getting help.
In rural areas, mental health is still a very sensitive topic. So we're glad we're talking about it right now and putting this on the table.
Starting the conversation. The hope is those who can make a difference will keep it going.
These are people's brothers and sisters. These are people's kids. And you see them get back to their lives.
Other states in the suicide belt include Virginia, West Virginia, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, Arizona, and Nevada.